Ahoy there, fellow travelers. Welcome to E-Travels with E-Trules, a personal and literary podcast of travel adventures and misadventures from around the world. This is Eric Trules, and thanks for listening. It's 2006, and I'm in southern India, in green Kerala. I've come to meet my complicated and paranoid friend, Hans, who was born in Germany, but who is now a perpetual traveler. He calls home where he rests his head. He's invited me to Goa, on the west coast of the subcontinent, host to perpetual full moon parties. But after I fly halfway around the world to meet him, Hans never answers his phone or my emails. Sometimes that's what complicated paranoid friends do. So I'm on my own. And on the first day I arrive in Mumbai, summer 2006, 5 bombs explode in 5 different underground train stations. E-Travels with E-Trules. ETicket to Thekkady. Here I am in the green highlands of southern India. Solo for a change. The wife is home studying and working hard in LA. Me, I'm in luscious, lovely Kerala, southern India. It's July 2006, and I've come to the Western Ghats, to Munnar, a small town high up in the mountains, about 5-hour local bus ride. No windows, just fresh air and the wet green countryside about 6 inches from my face. Munnar is another name for Shangri-La, God's little piece of Indian heaven. Mile-high acres of green-groomed, man-made tea plantations, black tea, marsala tea, cardamom tea. The plantations are an organic red earth green grass checkerboard, covering hillsides for farther than the eye can see. They go on, and if you lie there in the green grass and in the wet silence, you think you've died and gone to Indian heaven with holy cows and holy cow dung everywhere. This time of year, summer, the monsoon is still here, and it dumps 15 minutes of torrential rain at a time, creating mudslide after mudslide as the monsoon sweeps right through the houses at the bottom of the hill, creating havoc and death. They have a Hindu memorial service for the dead just yesterday. But today, I'm on the local bus from Munnar to Thekkady, from mountainous tea plantation back to sea level rainforest. The trip is straight downhill as the climate changes radically from chilly, damp mountain air to wet jungle swamp again, complete with banana and coconut palms, teak trees, and spice plantations full of coffee, cardamom, vanilla, allspice, pepper, and lemongrass, all sprawling down the wet mountainside. The only problem is the downhill part. You see, I'm sitting in the very front seat to the left of the bus driver, who's sitting to my right, so I can keep an eye on my 3 bags, which are chained to the metal bar right in front of the big glass window. That's right, it's a drive on your left country. Fortunately, I boarded the bus half an hour ago, because the bus is leaving the depot 15 minutes early. What the hell? What about the customers who actually came on time? Tough noogies, eh? The bus starts climbing out of Munnar as fast as its old rickety frame can go. It's a major uphill climb just to get out of town, and the road, I swear, is built for 1 lane of traffic only. No problem, though, because this hell-bent bus driver just passes everything in sight. Cars, auto rickshaws, lorries, other buses, cows. He simply blows his horn twice and steps on the gas. Doesn't seem to matter whether he can see around the curve or not. He just guns the pedal to the metal and overtakes everything on the road. I'm looking out the front window as if I'm in an American driver's seat, and simply put, I'm terrified. There are 180-degree switchbacks. You heard it right, but these switchbacks in India are different because now the entire road is wet, muddy, and on top of that, it's devastated by loose rocks and barren dirt patches. Still, the intrepid and glowering bus driver guns the bus uphill into the mist because now we're above the clouds. We're passing luxury tea resorts with names like Cloud 9 and Heaven's Gate. And I'm getting a distinct feeling that I'm not heading in an earthly direction at all. Finally, after much bumping and bruising, we reach the summit, where the real fun begins. The descent. It's the E-Ticket to Thekkady, and it's completely terrifying. Of course, not for the bus driver. Hey, he's not afraid. He does this every day. Me? I'm just a one-time rider, and holy fuck, shit, piss. He's hurtling this bus down the mountainside way too fast. Both my hands and arms are gripping the steel handrails in front of the window as I'm being jerked back and forth, left to right. I'm using my legs, my torso, my shoulders, my hands and arms, all my muscles just to keep myself upright and go with the flow of the bus. Every now and then, though, the mad driver stops the bus abruptly to pick up new passengers on the side of the road. And soon the 40-person bus has 120 people on it. And with the extra weight and magic of centrifugal force, the bus starts to feel like one of those cartoon buses or trucks that sway way out beyond like a mile off the side of the mountain before it rubber bands itself back onto the road. It does this over and over for about 3 hours of nonstop switchbacking down the frigging mountain from Munnar to Thekkady. About every fifth turn or so, I just close my eyes as we head into the turn, wondering if I will ever open them again. Oh shit, we are not gonna make this one. I squeeze my eyes tight, and just like you're supposed to, I see my whole life flash before me. My midnight to 2 a.m. drive into Martha's Vineyard on the Mass Pike through the thickest fog I've ever seen. My horrific drive over the Continental Divide through Colorado's ice-packed Rockies in mid-December in my Uncle Herbie's pathetic gray Datsun. I see my 2 calamitous motorcycle accidents. The first on my little Honda 350 on Long Island when I was stupidly standing up on one leg like Dennis Hopper in Easy Rider. The second in the Lake Toba Hills of central Sumatra, where I had to be picked up off the dirt road by the laughing locals and brought to the local shaman, who treated my legs with salves and leaves so they'd quickly heal and wouldn't leave such a bad scars, which they did anyway. When I open my eyes again, I'm still alive, I think. But we're still hurtling down the mountainside to Thekkady. I can't stop thinking about my impending death, like how and where they'll find my body tangled up in a busload of crumpled steel and mangled bodies. I mean, how will they identify me? Will my passport still be in my bloodied Madras shorts? Or will somebody already have stolen it? And does my crummy insurance cover my repatriated remains being shipped back to safe and sanitized La La Land? And what will my obituary say? Here lies Trules, self-proclaimed adventurer narcissist to the end. No, fuck that. I've only gotten what I deserve. One smart-ass traveling Jew roaming one too many times into the third world, thinking he's Mr. Cool, Mr. Invincible, Mr. Hey, don't you got no respect for this wild and woolly world of the far out, far east? Who the fuck do you think you are anyway, Mr. Cowboy Gora Gringo Hotshot, huh? And we're still hurtling down the mountainside where a whole school full of beautiful brown-skinned children board the bus, making us about 140 now, but still with one open seat, the one next to me. because apparently no one wants to sit next to the Gora. Indian gringo, because he's white and funny-looking and maybe dangerous, or at least he's different and scary, and we'd just rather stand and laugh self-consciously at him, thank you very much. But then some of the standing kids fall down. One on Mr. Ralph Cramden maniac bus driver's crazy turns, and one, a particularly cute brown-eyed boy, starts to cry hard, and a sari-clad Indian woman scoops him up on her lap and sits the kid down next to me on the single empty seat. Everyone is staring at me when I realize that I'm the e-ticket for these kids. For these bus riders, they've never been so close to a white-skinned, big-nosed Gora before. And then one kid dares another to touch me, or talk to me, or something with me. And the formerly crying kid sitting next to me takes the dare. He reaches out and touches my smiling face. And then we all smile. Everyone on the bus smiles. And we ask each other's names, and I make big, silly, ridiculous clown faces at them all. Although I'm still thinking of death, smiling now, but thinking of my 89-year-old father who has congestive heart failure and is taking another step closer to death each day, while he and his generation are also miserably afraid of dying, and me and my generation are also afraid of letting them go, while equally afraid of our own deaths, while these placid, smiling, friendly, and fatalistic Indian people see death and dying every day of their lives. And they are so even-keeled and calm and accepting of death, whether it's by murder or sickness or train bombs or tsunami or bus. More calm and even-keeled and accepting than we in the West will ever be. And I'm hurtling down the mountainside to Thekkady, knowing I've already survived cancer, remembering first the fear and then the surrender to my own mortality, and the wonderful roller coaster ride of having 6 months of chemotherapy with emotions and feelings completely out of control, remembering seeing the fear in my friends' eyes and my family's faces, thinking that I would all just pack it in right then and there way back in '89, remembering how I learned to appreciate all that I had in my life instead of obsessing on all that I didn't have, all that I wanted. And remembering all that jazz, I just instruct myself to simply let go. To surrender again. To simply enjoy the ride. It's out of my control. It's in Mr. Maniac Ralph Cramden's strong, capable hands, not mine. And I instruct myself to put my surrender where my mouth is. I'm the one who asked for the e-ticket to Thekkady. I'm the narcissist Gora cowboy taking third world chances with my own life. So I just smile and laugh with the kids. And before I know it, we've come down the mountainside, and I'm the only Gora getting off the bus in Thekkady. And as soon as I do, there's another local tout willing and ready to take me to the next little overnight homestay, and to the elephant and tiger sanctuary the next day in the Periyar Wildlife Reserve, and to all the tempting Kashmiri shops in town, where they know I'll be a soft touch and buy another silver necklace for my lovely wife, and so on down the mountainside of life. The weather's hot and steamy again, and I'll soon be heading back to the peaceful and laid-back backwaters of Alleppey, still in the heart of Kerala, where I can just sit back and watch the river flow. Love from the big bad bus of life, the Thekkady Kid. Original music composed by Kevin MacLeod. Sound designed by Ethan Zeitman. Produced by Harry Duran at Fullcast. This podcast has been supported with the USC Capstone Grant. Special thanks to Phil Allen, the USC School of Dramatic Arts, and the Barbershop Recording Studio for their support.